for Malrine / Amar, the Beast.
Yeah, they did a good job on those. They gave Pango and Mars, so...
The battle begins.
I mean, you're gonna have to give them something they're good with. They're good with too much.
Yes, this is accurate. A little bounty rune action.
2 for 2 split here. Nice attempt from Snake King to flame break away everyone from the rune, but he was a little bit too late. So the first one will be grabbed by the Dragon Knight. And we're off to the races. So I find this a pretty balanced draft overall. I think there's definitely clear-cut ways for both teams to win this game. It is a bit concerning for the side of Extreme, I guess, that I feel like they haven't really solved Sven that well, in my opinion. The way that Falcons in particular have been playing it. He's gonna be off to a pretty good start in the laning stage. I don't think the dual offlane that they're running here in the Lion plus Dragon Knight is gonna be able to shut out Skiter. And then he's going to get towards this Aghanim's timing, and seemingly the recipe that all of Falcon's fights take once he has this is somebody is giving vision, they will start the fight with some other hero, and Skiter will just eventually see an opportunity. He will jump in with the Ags and one-shot a hero.
Yeah.
And then they're breaking open the fight that way, and he has amazing heroes to give vision. He has Pango, he has Mars, he has Bat, and then on top of all of that, they have the Soulbind Lasso and this Soulbind Stormhammer. Such a nice lineup from Falcons in this one. You know, sometimes you just look at a lineup and you're like, this looks nice. You know?
Absolutely. And on top of all that, even though this isn't something that's going to happen for quite a while, Crit, of course, is the position 4 on this team. He's playing Grim, Dark Portrait this game against a DK or potentially a Naga.
True.
Very, very good.
Or both of them.
Well, you're going to get Refresher.
No, you can Soulbind them.
That's true. That is true. I don't know if I've ever seen the Dark Portrait on 2.
Double Portrait?
Yeah. That's a rarity. Either way, still very early on though. And we do get to see a Pango. You mentioned him. Thought we were going to see it maybe for Quinn since it wasn't banned for once, but instead we're going to see it on Malrine.
What's it going to take for this hero to disappear from the meta?
I mean, it's not getting banned that much against other teams though, right?
Okay, what's it going to take for nobody to want to pick this? How many nerfs?
All right, are you sick of it or something?
Does it need? No, it's just, it's fascinating because there's been these heroes in the, you know, there are heroes in Dota that are good for 2 days, like Sand King.
Yep.
And then there's heroes that are good for 2 years, like Pango. And the Sand King nerfs were quite severe after he got good. Whereas I feel like Pango has gone through like 4 rows of nerfs that are almost like in, that you would think, okay, this is it. You know, now we've reached the breaking point. It just hasn't happened.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with some of the items that have come out.
That's fair.
And he's turned into a universal as well. Not that, I mean, I don't know how big of an impact that has. It's not like he's right-clicking that much, but
it matters.
Allows him to buy items that maybe wouldn't be as prevalent on the agility attribute. But yeah, I mean, it's just a strong mechanic, right? The swashbuckle. I mean, it's really the mobility of this hero. And it's really hard to counter the ult unless you have some piercing spell. Usually reserved for a Bane, which doesn't exist in this meta. Bloodseeker doesn't exist in this meta. You have the Ags on for the ensnare, right? That's one. And does the puck coil, is that a 25 talent or did they get rid of that entirely?
The piercing?
Yeah.
That's 25.
So gotta wait a while for that one. Of course, coil is good against Pango in general, but I believe you can roll up within it if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong?
I think you can, yeah.
So there are answers either way.
How much in your experience are we seeing the Pangos buy shard? I feel like
very
that hasn't
often.
been
Very often.
It hasn't been prioritized as much as it was. Has it?
No, I mean, yeah. Back when it was popular, when the shard first came out, I guess it was bought pretty much as fast as you can get it, right? Yeah, it's a little bit later now. I would agree with that. But still, it's going to be needed at some point. And could be that because of the new builds and the way that the hero works now, you need that level 18 with the Ags for it to truly feel like you're online. But you also need the Blink Dagger, and that's when the roll-up becomes really good with the Blink. Is XM getting forced out of lane a bit. Malrine super aggro. We're going for that diffusal blade first. Shield crash not gonna connect
Radiant's
this time
middle
though.
tower is under attack.
He is keeping XM at bay very well here. Will not find a kill though. But has built himself a pretty good lead, 30-10 against the 22-3. In fact, all 3 top last hits belong to the side of Falcons. The denies to boot, so off to a great start in their lanes. And have we ever seen, in this tournament at least, have we seen Falcons lose a lead? They've obviously won the games in the second group stage. But have they been ahead and then lost it and then come back? I feel like the games that they've lost, they've been behind. Or rather, the games that they've been behind, they didn't start ahead.
Wasn't one of the games we cast, they were ahead and then it got brought back to even?
Yeah.
And then they took the lead again.
I think you're right. They kind of...
But it wasn't really like...
They got equalized.
It wasn't super roller coaster. I mean, they are stable.
Yeah.
It's not like there's these huge roller coaster moments for them, typically. It's Snaking. Level 2 will be caught off guard by Jin Q, but still just walks it off. And mid lane, 41-11 from Malorine versus the 28-3 now on XM. So Malorine dominating in this mid lane. In fact, all 3 cores for Falcons doing their thing, which seems to be a common occurrence. It feels like it's not every single game, but it does feel quite often that you look at the charts at this point. It's like, oh, Falcons are at least slightly winning every single lane right now.
Yeah. The one thing Extreme have going for them is they have more CS on both supports.
Yeah,
so
Snaking only level 2.
The ET as well as the line. 11 CS on ET is the bigger surprise to me, actually. But I guess he's been able to get some pulls off on DY.
Yeah, it does feel like the Falcon side are, like from the supports at least, sacrificing a bit more. Staying outside of XP range in a lot of these cases. Zamar, of course, talked about this to death, but gets his hero. This is his patented hero.
At this point, I think it's... What do you think he thinks his top 3 is?
His top 3?
Yeah. His best heroes according to himself.
Well, it's got to be Razor Mars, right? That's I feel like that is. The third one could be arguable, though. Jin Q will face the first roll-up, or the first ult of the game from Malorine.
So this whole mess is all your fault? It is as expected, yes.
And only a recipe away from the defusal now is getting kind of scary. Now, looking at the Extreme side, this Naga, how does this game look for that hero? Past the landing stage.
I think you need a lot of items. Like, knowing how Falcons usually play, I think they have a decent amount of damage to kill the illusions. They have Sven, they have Pango, Mars. Even Grimstroke, if he maxes his first spell, can do a decent chunk.
Boy. The coil comes out. XM just barely able to use that illusory orb.
I mean, he'll survive, but it feels really bad. He lost the rune battle and had to ult. So, one jungle camp on the way back to base. That's all it's going to be here.
Can't even finish it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This top lane XXS will TP out in that dragon form. Be close call for him.
Yeah, he also just popped the dragon form, so now this entire duration is going to be spent flying back to lane.
Yeah.
Not the greatest. A couple of early potential moves for Extreme haven't really led to anything with their... If Puck would have got that power rune, who knows? If Dragon Knight had a bit of backup here to use that first dragon form, potentially put a little bit of pressure on Falcons, but they are the ones
Dire's middle tower is under
leading
attack.
this early game as per usual. Like you said, stacks as well has been the name of the game for them. They've done... We had a game yesterday that we casted them that was like ridiculous stacking coming out. Like,
everybody was getting involved.
that was the most stacks I think I had ever seen at that time in the game. I think it was like... Yeah, I think it was like 7... What was it? It was 12 minutes in and they had stacked 27 camps.
I think it was 20... Okay, sure, we'll go.
It was something like that. It was probably 22.
20-something. Probably. It always is.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, this team definitely on another level right now. The question is, can these other teams catch up to them? They certainly have time. Still only in this group stage number 2. But of course, the playoffs are very quick, Cinder. There's only 2 days.
Yeah.
Not much time to react.
The top 4 teams go to the playoffs. 2 start in the upper bracket, 2 in the lower. So if you're in the top 2 out of this group stage, you're guaranteed top 3 in the tournament.
Malrine with another rune. He's going to get the invis, and now the defusal will be completed. So they'll smoke it up and try to have a nice reveal of that defusal. But they're heading towards the bot lane, which we can see. It's only Ame right now. Obviously would be a huge kill, but does not have Song. But certainly is a possibility here. Malrine is going to show himself. Inkswell on top of him. They find the real one. And Ame is super, super dead. Spear connection. Amar finishes him off with the rebuke. Meanwhile, top lane, Coil. This is for a support bat. Snake King is level 6, but he's going to fly away. And now Skeeter TPing in along with Malrine and Crit. There's the double silence with that Soulbind. As the double lasso comes out, no ags needed. Oh my god! Double kill for Malrine, and Amar finishes off Jin Q.
And then denies the tower. So, okay, Falcons killed absolutely everything there. They killed every enemy hero and their own tower in 3 seconds.
That is so disgusting.
Jin Q.
Double lasso, double stun from Skeeter. Jeez. You literally could not get any better in that scenario for Falcons.
If Jinkyu has a little bit more presence of mind there, he could have saved the Earth Spike for the Bat Rider coming back in. Because when the Soulbind comes out, you can kind of assume that that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
So that could have been better from them. But yeah, Jinkyu not level 6, so he can't finger the Bat there. That would have just stopped that in its tracks. But nice and easy for Falcons. Just... They're definitely establishing themselves as the team to beat in this tournament, and this is starting to look really rough for Extreme already.
I mean, I think it's safe to say, I mean, there were basically most, if not all, tier 1 teams at this tournament. They're the best team in the world right now, easily.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It's 21 camps to the 6 of Extreme. While winning all 3 lanes, they're also stacking.
Yeah.
Usually, or maybe usually is the wrong way to put it, a lot of the time, stacking camps is a plan B, or is like, you're sacrificing something for it. You're like, okay, we have a hero that's really valuable to stack for. It's going to cost me a little bit in the laning stage as a support to walk over and stack, because now my offlane or my carry has to be alone for 20 seconds, maybe lose some creeps, maybe risk dying or whatever. It feels like they always do it for free. Like, they're never... None of their cores have really minded that the supports have been out stacking 4 or 5 times each. It just seems irrelevant. Like, they do it when the lanes are under control, everything is stable.
Yeah, they do pick heroes that are either evasive or tanky enough to be able to withstand just a short time of being 1v2, right? And that gives you the extra levels, that gives you the stacks, and it just pays off tremendously. I wonder what... I mean, teams have had enough time to kind of scout this trend out from Falcons, and I wonder what the true counter is going to be. Like, you pick like something like a bounty hunter to follow around these stacking heroes and just get the kills. I don't know.
That's definitely going to help with your laning stage.
Well, then you're in a 1v1 at least. Like, I think right now, if you're in a 2v1 and you're not killing the one, you're losing that lane. So you might as well have the support somewhere else, so you can have a 1v1. You know, so at least the core in your scenario is getting full XP. But it is a strange way to play.
Sounds like a bit of a stretch.
Close your face.
It's a good stretch, though.
5k lead already for Falcons as Wisdom Runes going to be coming up, but looks like each side will likely get their own. No one's really going for a steal. Instead, we're going to see a smoke from Extreme.
Yeah.
Link Dagger on XXS.
They do get the power rune, and they'll be happy to find an illusion. That was slightly sarcastic, but actually it's kind of okay. Use it to break the diffusal of the Pango, and maybe break out from a Grimstroke situation. If you're clutch, maybe you can confuse the bat. But as it stands, Extreme are yet to get on the board.
Yes.
They're gonna try here by forcing a fight at the mid tower.
3 members of Falcons, though, are here to defend. There's no siege creep, but maybe the Dragon form is going to be enough. Amar TPing into the tree. Swashbuckle start onto XXS. Rolling Thunder coming. Arena
A rare
not
miss.
gonna be there. Amar.
And a bad driver on the Pango car.
Indeed. They do defend their tower, so in that respect they're successful, but 2 ults down now for Falcons.
Yeah, there's half a Dragon form left. I think at this point Extreme will press the issue here, and they will get this tower. Falcons will be conceding it. Original plan failed. It's funny how when you watch Falcons, it really stands out when they miss a spell.
It's true.
Because they just never do. So that one was a very uncharacteristic one, with the arena just coming up just barely short from Amar.
I don't know if this is going to sound weird because we've been casting Dota a long time. Like, this was especially prevalent in the Spirit versus Falcon series. After casting something like that and then going to literally any other series, there's just, it feels like such a big drop-off for some reason. And I can't remember feeling this way before. Yeah,
but then at the same time, we had Spirit again the next day, and they did not live up to that again.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was very, very strange.
Something about Falcons brings the best out of Spirit, I suppose, even though they did lose, but very competitive match.
Some teams have good matchups against other teams inherently because of playstyle. It is possible that the way Falcons plays is something that Spirit handle very well. Either that or they were just having a really good day. Unfortunately, they had a really good day when it mattered the least in that case, because it wasn't enough. And the level that they played in that game, it felt like they would have beaten every other team in the tournament.
All right, Amar has got his arena back up again. He's going to run into the enemy team, get silenced, hexed as well. Already at half HP, but here comes Mallory with the Rolling Thunder. Yules onto Amar for the time being. There's the arena onto 2. Both supports for Extreme already dead. This will almost certainly turn into the tier 1. Fortification only delays it a slight amount. Skiter even expending the God Strength for this. Has the Echo Saber, and only the Ogre Club away from the BKB. As on, Ame caught off guard. Yule's Spear does have Stomp, but the lasso is there. They have the damage. Swashbuckle now, he doesn't have mana. He is dead. No song to come. XXS completely surrounded. The Echo Stomp is coming. Stuns out most of the targets, but not enough. Big ult from ET, in fact. We'll clean up snaking as a result. That's just the 2 supports from Falcons out. We can see XM dies on the high ground as Falcons getting all 3 cores. And the defusal coming through onto DY. Swashbuckle to dodge the Echo Stomp. Rebuke into Spear. And a couple. No, it'll be the Stormhammer from Skiter. Double kill for him. A 4 for 2.
It's just so beautiful to watch the spell casting of Falcons. It's so clean. Let's see when we get the replay here. So keep your eye on Amar after this initial wave comes through. So he's going to pump fake his spear twice on the puck in a moment here. He's waiting. Waiting. There you go. Just flawless. He gets the rebuke on max range onto the DK on the high ground, and then gets the spear onto XM. And that is the reason they end up getting the kill here. XM would have got away, but he had to go for an awkward escape plan after that spear connects. And they're just setting each other up so well with the...
On second look there, Ame did have mana for the song, but it might have been too long of a cast time to live.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is
either way.
attack.
XXS gonna buy the fireball.
Huh. Okay, well, they know it's split pushing time.
Time to push waves, guys.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Runs into Snaking.
And he's...
Malrain, yep. Inhibit. XXS will take the Rolling Thunder. Oh! And it looks like a roll-up has already been taken by Malrain. That's a freebie.
Dire's top
12-2 for Falcons, yet to lose a game in this group stage, and you're seeing firsthand why that is. And I think Extreme coming into this, they're 2-2, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so too.
So still trying to fight for the top 2.
Dire's
kind of wide open right now.
Attack.
Or at least trying to get into the next stage, which is top 4.
Yeah, top 4 is very open. Top 2 is quite difficult already, with BetBoom now sitting on 4-1. You're at the mercy of BetBoom not cleaning house with the rest of the teams, right? Because they've already lost to Falcons as their only loss. So they, on paper, have the easier matchups left.
Oh my, okay.
Hello.
All right. Snake King had a feeling. Results in a kill. Malrine has the blink now that roll up is there. See, I like this build a lot more. I know I talk it to death, Syndern, but now that you go for the Aghanims just a little bit later, it will end up aligning with the level 18, or at least closer. Whereas I think at the beginning of the patch, people were getting at the same timing, which it's like a level 15, let's say, which you don't need. The talent doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So I actually like this much more from Malrine. Smart boy. I'm sure AUI had something to do with that.
Yeah, these players have no autonomy. Literally just the puppet master sitting in the back room.
All right. I mean, when it comes to min-maxing, AUI is the best in the world. I'll just say that. That is a fact.
That sounds... I'll believe it.
Jin
Q. Let's award next to his Tormentor. Perhaps expecting a potential steal from Falcons. As the tier 2 being pounded on. Jin Q is going to be spotted. We'll take the Watcher, but Snake King gets the Wisdom Rune. DY, well, that was an Elder Titan, no longer exists in this realm.
What was the plan there? He just walked into Sven.
Malrine, already high ground. There's the silence from the Grimstroke. Mars Arena, DK in a lot of trouble. Gets off the Fireball, big time usage from XXS, but he dies anyway. Figure of death, lots of damage onto Malrine, but Skeeter's coming to help him out. The beatdown onto Jin Q. Does a triple pump there for Skeeter. Finally gets the kill as XM will be able to get out. Fortification, really a good amount of damage to Falcons, but they already found 3. Will now back away as the lead continues to grow. 16 to 2. They could go for this Tormy if they want, and they'll do just that. Of course, Extreme had vision of this. Maybe they try to steal it. No. Snake King gets the shard that we have discussed way too many times. Oh, Echo, Echo. One of the few teams that will prioritize the Elder Titan. And panel kind of brought it up.
Yep.
Bit of a weak hero in a lot of scenarios. And maybe felt that they had enough stun with the likes of the Lion, but it's not really all on ET because they did lose all 3 lanes. Just one of those types of games.
Yeah, and it's worth keeping in mind that the success that they have had with ET, it might just work better against teams that don't have as formidable laning, right? We talked about yesterday how... Hang on. Snake King will die here.
Yes, he will.
We feel like I have not seen a Marin crit lose a lane yet. And it also didn't happen here. If you're picking ET to them in that safe lane and they have a range support plus one of Amar's absolute best offlaners, that's probably not how you get ahead in the lanes against Falcons. That's not to say that you have to win your lanes to beat this team, but considering what they've shown in other stages of the games, then it definitely feels like, I would say, for these teams that flat out are just not at the same level, I do think that is the best chance you have, is to try to get ahead early and shake the game up a little bit rather than play very standard, slow lanes and then farm heavy mid-game.
Yep, Skater will take an Echo Stomp, but more so delay tactics from Extreme. The God Strength about to end, so away Falcons go. And Crit's actually already working on his Ag, so just feeling very comfortable. And being able to finish that before this game is over, so we will likely see that Dark Portrait. Would you prioritize the Naga or the DK? I mean, neither of which are very strong right now.
Yeah, that's why he went Fireball.
Yeah,
because when the Dark Portrait comes out, he wants it to be as useless as possible.
Good plan, next level.
I think probably DK, especially if he's level 18, but we obviously need to get him after he pops Dragon Form, otherwise it's garbage. But
Malrine, not able to find it. Although we stayed too soon. XM, nice waning rift. Malrine really trying for it. There's the arena coming in. Jinku actually blinks into it. Double impale to follow. Finger of Death. Amar is still alive. A good ET ult, but still not a lot of damage done other than Malrine. That's the first to fall. The first core, in fact, to die for Falcons. Now Amar will follow suit. Ame getting gone on by skiter. Is silenced up and eventually brought down. So finally, Extreme that's the first 2 core kills of the game for them.
Yeah.
But skiter the one able to clean up in the end.
Yeah, if he was there from the start, the game probably just ends, actually. But
Possibly.
that was a very long chase. But skiter had to connect from all the way down in the bottom jungle, so it took him a while to go there. He obviously doesn't have a blink after he went Ags, so he needs to run the whole way. But when he does arrive, he finds the opportunity to go on the Naga and still turn that into a fine fight for Falcons. Kind of just a draw at the end of the day. It's good enough. They don't need to stomp every single fight to stay ahead. Is this a full data list now? It's quite farmed. What can you say?
Well, you just said it. He's quite farmed. Very descriptive.
Roche time. Don't need God Strength for this, just needs time. And time they have plenty of, because Extreme Gaming has not really been able to push the tempo of this game whatsoever with their heroes.
Yeah, so will be a
Trying to
3v.
delay it a little bit here with this ET Spirit coming through the gate, but
Dire's middle tower
all Delta split. Eventually, this will go down and probably go on to Malrine.
has fallen to the dark.
You know, it's interesting.
What I can do is Fula.
Elder Titan, not very popular like we talked about. I would rank him maybe, just in theory at least, as the best Roche contest hero in the game.
Dire's
And
middle
considering
tower
how many
is
Roche offs we have, it's actually surprising that he's not been that effective, you know? Because that gives vision in all those areas that, like, even if they're smoked, you're gonna know you hit them.
Right.
With the Astral Spirit. As skiter will God Strength, high ground attempt.
Radiant's
Range
top
racks,
barracks are
not
under
the fall. XXS, big fireball. That's a lot of fire for skiter.
Dire's
6 swings for the range tracks.
Dire's bottom
Pale,
tower
delay,
is
delay, delay. There is the Aegis on Malrine, so it's not on skiter. Another Dragon Tail, Echo Stomp to follow, but the Inkswell will dispel. And there's the Rolling Thunder. They find the puck, but phase shift just in
under
time.
attack.
Wow, that is
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
absolutely, I don't even know how small of a fraction of a second he was from dying there. Rolling Thunder was basically on top of him a second time when he got phase shift. Maybe, is it because is he able to chain it yet? I think he needs 18 before he can truly chain it, right? With the stun duration now? And the cooldown between how often you can stun a hero? I think you need level 18 before you can perma-stun, right? I think so. Either way. He lives, but Falcons still get the range tracks and they go back for their Tormentor. This will be a shard for Amar. So great against the Naga Siren. Gives you a higher probability of spearing the correct Naga because you get 2 targets.
Aggressive play from Extreme. I mean,
Yeah.
they can't just try to defend.
They have to do something. I like this. Hopefully for them, they find this top rune that could help them as well. XM will see the ability. I keep calling it ability damage sometimes. Amplify damage rune.
Ability draft.
Yeah. Ability arena.
That's AA.
Maybe that's just why I'm thinking of ability rune, because you can't stop talking about a real ability arena every day.
That's right. DY. Ooh, the spear finds him from Amar. And the Elder Titan left all alone to die as Superman comes for him. And it's not the good kind. It's the evil Superman. It rips him a new one.
Time to go back top, I guess.
Indeed, God Strength available. And they still have the Aegis for a couple minutes on Malrine. So if they try for 2 here, almost certainly. I mean, to give Extreme credit, it did take them quite a while to get this set of racks in the top lane. Now they move on as stun comes out from XXS. It's all about the delay, but I don't know if you can give up 2 lanes and come back from this. Skiter thinking about retreating.
Is under attack.
As the God Strength is getting a bit low. So they'll settle for the tier 3.
Ame's also cutting the waves, so I think they ran out of creeps.
He's done a good amount of damage as the coil. Onto crit, finger of death, down he goes. I did quite a bit of damage to the tier 3 bottom, actually. And
I want to commend Extreme on playing quite well, honestly, given the circumstances. Considering they're getting rolled, they're rolling in a straight line, at least. And they are stabilizing this at around the 10k mark. I know, obviously, this is a big lead for Falcons still, and they're in a great position, but Ame is getting really farmed. He's starting to have items that make this interesting. The Sven can't truly lay into him anymore against this Butter and Heart. And he will start posing a threat as well to the Pango eventually in fights. As long as they can play around the control of his teammates, who do have a lot of stuns. And just general lockdown and zone control. Naga loves that. Wants to find just annoying angles in the fight. The more chaos, the better a lot of the time.
XM's done a really great job as well. Very evasive maneuvers. As
Satanic completed.
Yeah, Satanic, and Crit has his Ag, so Dark Portrait is available. The Dragon Knight is level 17, so... I mean, Ame has Butterfly, so the illusion just got crazy good.
Yep.
So, Abe, it's a tough choice. Once you get level 18 on Dragon, it's a tough choice.
I still think you want the Dragon Knight clone just so you can AoE slow the Naga. Right?
Yeah,
It's just really powerful. But it's also that I don't think Falcons are missing damage in the fights anyway, right?
It's just, it's icing for sure. As the Aegis expires, Falcons doesn't seem to be too bothered though. God Strength again, this is what they're playing around. Dragon Tail, but Malrine going in. Ame with the sleep. Malrine has to just roll around, waiting for his team to wake up. But Superman is in. Skiter focusing on the Naga. Ame not taking that much damage right now as XXS goes in for one more stun.
This is not good for Falcons.
Yeah,
they haven't done hell out of here.
Snake King now on the run with low HP. Is there the proper catch? Astral Spirit coming for Skiter.
2 seconds for the
with
stun.
the Impale. Amar countering with the Arena. Down goes Jin Q, and now Ame stuck inside the Arena, or is it Amar in fact? As you can see, Skiter applying all his pressure now to the Naga Siren. So much evasion coming out, but the Swashbuckle is going to burn most of her mana. But there's the silence and the root. Onto the Sven, who's now surrounded by XG. Gets up one more Stormhammer, but eventually will fall. 3 dead for Falcons and a great defense from Extreme. They only lose their supports.
This game is not over yet. But really, I think the problem in this situation for Falcons, the moment Skiter stunned into Ame at the tier 4s, I think he put his team on the back foot in that fight. This is the type of dive that you can do when the Naga doesn't have Butterfly and you're confident that you can just burst her down with the backup of your team, but there was no kill to be had there. So effectively, you just force the fight into a really bad position, you burn your spells, and Extreme are going to turn that around and take full advantage. So Skiter Sven in this tournament has been extremely stable. This time around, he went too far, and the punishment is quite severe. The lead now, honestly, insignificant. I feel like this game is almost a 50-50 for me at this point. Naga is very powerful. Extreme have shown that they know what they need to do in these fights. And yeah, the entire net worth lead is essentially the supports, right? So yeah, if they find a way to open onto the Grimstroke, or if they find a way to open onto the Bat and just blast them with the Naga coming in from the side, it's already good. And they can use the Song for that utility whenever the Pango roll comes in. Song his team, outlast the Pango roll, and then take the fight after. Worked really well for them there. I thought this was going to be like a 25-minute win. Yeah.
That's what it's been looking like for most of Falcons games, so can't blame you.
But a good hold, and Ame showing a masterclass on Naga. A really big part of the reason this game hasn't ended is just that he's been out on the map pushing those waves, and
oh, that's a nice illusion.
Is extremely...
Oh, he's going to get a range rank.
Competent on this, yeah. This is the fruits of... He's been working on this for a while. And we'll get the grand reward of a bot range tracks finally.
Barracks are under attack.
So we haven't really...
Oh, that's Very aggressive from XXS. He's the Black Dragon now inside the arena. XM coming in with the coils only onto the Pango, it looks like, but Malrine able to swash away.
He'll live.
Good attempt from Extreme, getting extremely aggressive, and now ticking away at this melee barracks of the bot lane. Looks like they might get it, but TPs are coming. Finally, Fortification comes out. Malrine with another swatch, but no follow-up yet. Does have Rolling Thunder. So Naga Illusion continuing to tick away here. Another proc from XXS with that Frost Breath. Gets to the other side of the wall, and here comes Malrine with the Rolling Thunder, but he hit the wall. That is very unfortunate for him. Abe, though, gets off the Naga song. Perma-stun now from Malrine, continuing to shield crash, as here comes the stop from the Sven. Again, the focus is on the Naga side, but a big ET ult comes in. Swash onto Abe, Flame Breath back into the right click of Skiter. He buys back instantly. Snake King ticking away in the meantime is Skiter looking to reaggress this time. It's on the puck. They find the connection. The silence into stun, and they defend now.
How much do you want to commit now, Extreme? You could buy back the puck as well and try to push for Rex now that you know there's no Sven ulti. Is that the plan? If XM would have got out of that alive, maybe they just turn this around immediately with the Naga coming in, but his buyback in the dirt now might have
Will the illusions be enough?
Yeah, they'll probably get that. Okay.
That's the Dragon Tail. Barracks is getting low. Let's see if this ends up being worth it, because the DK is now completely surrounded and will likely be brought down by Falcons, but it is a set of racks complete for Extreme.
I don't think he had to kill himself for that. I feel like the Naga Illusions plus Siege Creep were probably going to get the job done, but... Alright, well,
Dire's middle barracks are
Falcons have their lead back. And they, more important than anything else, have a clear path to victory. Kill Naga once, it's over. So, this buyback being on cooldown is a huge deal in this game. He will afford a BKB, though. So another line of defense to try to get away. Skiter definitely had his number in that last fight, absolutely crushed him, and that was without having True Strike, as a matter of fact. He's close to that now. MKB in the works, just another 800 gold to go or so. And then his job will be quite a bit easier. No hesitation from Amar. Straight down mid, push out these waves, force Extreme to go back to base so that you can hopefully open up Roche for yourself. He is available in the top half. A bit surprising, actually, to not see Falcons just straight up go up there after defending their base, but this will allow Extreme to regroup, have 5 heroes alive, and they will smoke now. And this will be a really game-deciding moment if they get here in time.
Yeah, let's see how big of an impact the ET can have if they can even get here on time. DY, that's a really early Astral.
They can move it quite far.
They have Scan. Haven't used it yet. I think it's too late. Roche is going to give it away now.
Good stomp.
Yeah.
Time.
Is it enough, though?
Keep in mind, Falcons don't know how far away they are. They just know they got stomped.
That's true.
So,
4 smoke from Extreme. Storm Hammer is used, and now they're going to have to back away.
They can't do it.
Astral Spirit again. You can, even with the smoke, like we said, you can tell when it goes over heroes. Down in the cover of the trees, Extreme know that Falcons have exited the pit.
There's the portrait. Oh, they find Snake.
Portrait just snaking. Is going to get initially stunned. It's going to be brought down by the illusions as XXX gets off his BKB. Running away from the side. There's the song. With the coil expended as well. They're going to try to separate these fight into 2 things. There's 2 supports buyback now from Falcon's side. Skiter trying to kite him. That God Strength now dissipating. Roche roars again. I don't know what the cooldown of that spell is, but Mar, okay. Premature arena just to make sure no one can get in. So Falcons gets the Aegis, they get the cheese. The stun though, Midas Skiter has to pop his BKB just to kill these illusions. XXS still inside the pit. He'll go down to the Sven cleave. Meanwhile, Malrine taking care of Jin Q on the outskirts. As you can see, Jin Q gets 1 more stun for the row, but Superman cleans him up. XM has to TP out. Great attempt from Extreme, but in the end, Falcons get what they came for.
Yeah, and you can tell it's very deliberate how Falcons approach that fight. They send Snake King in front, effectively just as a vision bot. They just sent him in. He got killed. He snapped by his back to come back in. And a couple of key spells get expended by Extreme in that opening of the fight. Sure, they also get crit on the side, but he also has buyback, so they're just winning the fight 7v5 essentially. They do get there in the end. It was somewhat expensive, but getting the Roche probably makes this worth it in the end.
Now skiter, he has God Strength now. We'll use it. But another fort. Feels like these forts never end, I swear.
They have Song of the Siren as well if they want to buy some time, but Ame is not base. Just pushing out bottom. They will concede a second lane now.
Again. Takes well to dispel. 2 sets for Falcons. Now they'll back away, and it really does feel like a lot of this comes down to the timing of God Strengths in there. This is like Falcon's entire strategy, going in and out with the strength of the Sven. Which I would think maybe a refresher would be the next item for him.
It should be.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's another luxury part of buying Ags on this hero that we haven't really talked about. But the mana that you get from Ags allows you to go refresher. In the past, Sven builds would struggle at this point, because imagine if he doesn't have the mana and the int from this item. He actually can't cast his kit twice. So he needs to have another way of gaining mana, but with the Ags, it is enough if you're capped on mana when the fight begins. So that's a nice little extra part of that.
All right, they've used their Greaves already. There might be a fight incoming. They take the Tormentor just for the gold.
Good scan. Ain't no Extremer here.
Crit in the cover of smoke to try to get a good Dark Portrait off.
Yeah, he gets that Naga clone again.
Very tense moment now, as this next fight could be the game one way or another. Aegis and Cheese on the side of Falcons. Malrine is the one showing.
Yeah, it is worth keeping in mind. This is not safe by any means for Falcons, despite having Aegis and Cheese, because neither of their supports have buyback. So if Extreme find a moment of weakness and they kill the right targets, they could quickly turn into a 5-on-3. They do have buyback themselves on DK and ET. On the side of Falcons, everybody else but the 2 supports have theirs. But Extreme will decide this is not worth the risk for now. There will be a sweet spot where the heroes still don't have buyback and the Aegis expires. They have about a 2.5-minute timing for that. I wonder if they're going to try to have it down to a T with smoking around this Aegis expiry. So they have 3 valid targets. Or if there's an item timing that they're waiting for. Dragon Knight is not that close to the Manta.
Saving the Wisdom Rune for somebody else. Looks like it might be for the Naga to help him get to 25 potentially.
I guess the Parasma and Puck would be quite impactful. And his 25 talent.
Bouncy. Quite a ways away though.
It's closer than you'd think. If he gets this Wisdom Rune, he's 24.5.
I meant the Parasma.
Oh yeah, that one is going to take it a little while. But the 25 might be worth waiting for. On the side of Falcons, 25's close. Sven is 26, the other 2 cores are 22. So they have a lot more ground to cover. XM will indeed take this Wisdom and now take the Tormentor as well with his team.
That could be Lion or Elder Titan, and they get the better of the 2.
Yeah. Also, Puck doesn't have Shard.
Yeah, that is true, huh?
He would have liked to get that, but obviously not possible this time around with 2 cheaper or lower net worth heroes missing theirs.
Looks like he's going for that instead of the Parasma now, since Falcons are entering their base. No more Aegis.
I think it's the better choice anyway.
Oh, there is Aegis still on Mallory, I should say. Stun up. Burst up onto the DK, but there's the song from Ame. Not going to affect Malrine at all for now, as he's going to go for the both supports in the back. As XXS in that dragon form, flying away. Stormhammer's there. Deletes 1, buyback instantly. Amar and company now without their BKBs. Ensnare onto Amar. Not really going for any meaningful buildings here. Amar just trying to get out of dodge. As Peter
kill Grim.
Amar will be able to TP out.
This is super awkward
Grim is down for 90 seconds. You talked about the no buyback situation. Snake able to get out, but Ame absolutely destroyed by skiter. He's the one that kept his BKB available. Man, oh man. That was a crit and a half right there.
Ame will have buyback in about 60 seconds. He will have it instantly if they find a bounty rune. If Falcons do want to try to push here, My goodness, that actually looked so good for Extreme too. They kill Crit, who doesn't have buyback. Amar's in a really bad spot. Oh, they're gonna lose the shard here. That's very good news for Falcons. They had to TP out their bat. Everything was... I completely understand why Ame wanted to go for the Sven there, and it is the right play. He just needs to probably not do it with his correct hero. Like, just keep ensnaring him, hold him at bay, and let this develop. Falcons again.
I wonder if he's going to buy the shard again. He almost has enough again.
Oh, so he doesn't have to wait on the courier?
Yeah. That's a long time to wait.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes. You're right. The game could be decided before then. But first order of business for Extreme is to buy time for Naga. Falcons are...
She has buyback very shortly now.
Yeah. You really don't want to use that, though.
Yeah.
Might have to.
Don't worry. They have yet another Fortify.
Yeah.
Play a little bit. DY is there as well. Instant Dragon Tail from XXS. ET ult.
Oh,
Not going to fully proc. 20 seconds on the Naga. There's the coil expended. Skiter and company stuck inside. Pops the BKB just in time for the finger. Now Satanic brings him back to a respectable amount of HP. Another Dragon Tail to try to delay, but there's the arena. Counter initiation now onto the DK Malrine using the Rolling Thunder. That's the death of XXS. And buyback, but no drag from Malrine. Stuck inside the crystals. Uses the swash. Silence on the puck right now. There's the song to disengage.
Oh, they're going to take
the buyback comes out. No ults really from the side of Falcons as they're going to leave Amar with the BKB. Will he be able to get out?
God.
He is. All of them get out. Wow. Looking at the buyback, only 3. There's about to be 4 in the game, and they're all on Falcons. 5 in the game. Well, still a little bit short on gold, I guess, for Crit. The Falcons now open up a 20k lead.
And the only silver lining here for Extreme is the fact that Ami didn't buy back, so he has it now, but man, did that cost them. No other buybacks available. This is effectively a 9v6 in terms of lives right now. So Falcons probably going to be eager to find another fight as soon as possible with this advantage. They know at the very least that there's 2 unavailable, the Dragon Knight as well as the ET. The Lion and Puck are without buybacks because of gold, so if they get 1 or 2 assists, they'll have it.
There's the Dark Portrait again. Naga Illusion. Very annoying to do. They're going to use Orchid on it.
And snaking is really
in
there.
Now, Ame. Going to do some damage to Staking. There's the coil. They have the stun on the puck, though. That is the death of XM. Huge kill. Finally buys back. Just got the buyback with 2 seconds afterwards. As Ame with the song. Now their attempt to reset here. But the Rolling Thunder from Malrine trying to chase. Ame has to use his BKB. XM has made his way over now, so Malrine will have to disengage. Echo Stomp connects on 1. And it is Amar. Not going to go any further, it looks like. Falcons will have to back away for the time being. Roche is up.
Crit has been really, really good at getting the Phantom's Embrace onto the puck. That was the problem again there. Very uncharacteristic, if you think about it. This is a puck game where the puck doesn't have a single save against Grim. He only has the Lincoln, so if that gets broken by anything and he then gets the sounds on him, he has to commit those 3 attacks. He has no Wind Waker, no BKB. He's now queuing up a BKB to try to solve that problem, so Parasma has been long forgotten at this point for him.
Just what I've been waiting for.
This is now another vulnerability on the side of Extreme after Falcons pulled that one off. Now the puck is also a huge kill. Starting to find more and more ways for this to become less and less possible for Extreme. They're still hanging in there, but all it's going to take is 1 bad fight and this game is completely over. Falcons will already set up for the Roche to build themselves an even bigger lead.
Yep, so...
Extreme will not let them have it.
Oh yeah, they're coming.
They're going to fight.
They're coming.
This is way too important.
And on the side of Falcons, away.
Still no buyback on the bat and on the Grim.
It's not there. They do scan out though. As Roche will roar, that's going to lower the damage right now for Skeeter. Goes off the illusion. Dragon Tail starts. Echo Stomp coming as well. Will sleep him, but there's the counter initiation from Amar. Focuses on an XXS, but he gets the BKB off. And now the song. So Extreme with the soft reset. We'll probably try to re-engage here shortly, Malrine. looking to try to get his Rolling Thunder out. There's the silence and the stun onto the Sven. Skiter already at half HP, has to pop the Satanic. They delete the Dragon Knight. XXS is done. DY on the outskirts of the fight. Ame, he's completely surrounded. Not sure if they think it's an illusion or not. The Soulbind applied to him right now. We'll pop the BKB. Buyback instantly on the Lion. As Skiter focusing on the puck. Another side. This is the blunt throw that Skiter just picked up. They delete the XM now. He is dead. Likely for the game. No buyback whatsoever. Ame left to his own devices. Completely surrounded now. One more Stormhammer for the road. Skiter triple kill. Again, Ame with the buyback available, but that's just going to be a 3 versus 5. As well, there are creeps pushing in their base. This is true, the tier 4. First one about to fall. But they know that this is a dieback on puck.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
As Ame going to go for some shenanigans. See what Falcons want to do. Do they go for Throne? Do they go for Megas? Or do they play it conservatively?
Can ET possibly? Surely he cannot buy enough time for this. And snare onto Snaking. He's just going to ignore him. Netting him off to the
You
side.
can see he's actually forcing Falcons back for the time being. Ame gets off the song at the last moment. There's the sheep to be able to cancel the TP onto the Sven. The song was successful for the time being, but Mallory coming in with the Rolling Thunder. And they find Ame. Do they have the damage without their Sven? Absolutely. He is just getting perma-stunned and finally brought to his knees as Skiter, they canceled his TP and then he just killed everybody.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like, CQ hexes him, stumps the TP. Skiter just turns around, throws a Stormhammer, and just one-shots him. Like, thanks.